Hello and welcome to Unit 4. Unit 4 has a lot to do with the Cold War and the Civil Rights Movement, which are both super cool things to talk about. So let's get started. Okay, there's a lesson about 1950s consumerism, conformity, and the witch hunts. Now, you remember that recently World War II ended, okay? And with the end of World War II, which happened with an atomic bomb, there were a lot of really scary things going on in the United States at this time. And one of them was that people just kind of thought that there were communists around every corner, and you could never be too careful because you might run into a communist and stuff like that. And so McCarthyism was the anti communist campaign that investigated alleged communist activity in the federal government in lots of different situations. There were a lot of like movie stars that were um, believed to be communists and a lot of kind of crazy stuff, really. Um, so there we go. Cold War at home and abroad. Um, the Koreans have an iron curtain at a certain line, and so that's a thing that's happening. By the way, as you're doing this, make sure that you have your focus notes that you're going through. Okay. Um, the space race made it so that everyone was studying a lot of math and science in education because those were thought of as things that would help us to win the space race and to make things better as far as that went. Then we have the Vietnam War and the television with the Vietnam War was really a brand new way of seeing war, okay? And it really made the Americans begin to believe that the war was unwinnable. There's no way we're ever going to win this war. And and then we sought support from the Congress to end from Congress to end the war because we just saw that there was no way out of this war and it wasn't gonna end pretty at all. Okay, civil rights movement. We have the integration of baseball, and Jackie Robinson and all of that super cool stuff. And Brown versus the Board of Education reversed the government institutionalized segregation. So it said that segregation was no longer acceptable, which was a big, huge win in the civil rights movement. And then we have the fight for rights, and there was also an Indian Civil Rights Act. There were a lot of things going on with rights in other places besides just the Black community as well. So interesting stuff. Okay, so for this unit, you're going to go to my website, and here is the page about this unit. Here are some movies that you might want to watch. And the project is you're going to make a children's book about the Cold War, Vietnam, and civil rights. Okay. Um, so you must teach about two of these things. There's the Cold War at home and abroad. The Vietnam War, you must talk about this one, and the civil rights movement. All right. So either way, you've got to do the Vietnam War. So this is your rubric for kind of just the project overall. And then this is your rubric to make sure that you that you get 2 topics, okay? I have seen some really, really awesome children's books in print about these topics. And I own some really cool children's books about these topics as well. So this should be a fairly fun project for you to do, and I'm excited to see what you come up with. Thanks so much, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.